You guys, I lost my SD card and it's been a struggle today trying to find it. I tore up my room, I've tore up everywhere, and I feel like I left it somewhere like in a microwave or something like that. So I had to use Kimana's. It's late now. Mental Health Monday was supposed to be posted hours and hours and hours ago, but I'm sad because I can't find my SD card reader. So I love you guys. I just want to say hey and let you know that I lost my SD card reader. Mental Health Monday has been proving to be a task today. So first I lost my SD card reader. Then my footage that I had is not supported. And so here I am, frustrated and frazzled. I realized that the stuff that I recorded today wasn't on the SD card for some reason. So it's been quite the day already. I tore out things, so my bed is a mess, and I was looking for my reader, which I'm still looking for. But like I said, I feel like it's in some sort of refrigerator, deep freezer. Like I did something crazy and put it where it doesn't belong. My message today was about energy and the exchange of energy that you have with people. So for me, for example, when I'm exchanging energy with people, I don't always give them all of myself. I reserve that part of myself for very particular people in my life. So there are people that get 1000% of me, and there's other people that only get a small portion of me. But when I love you and when I fuck with you, like I fuck with you forever. But as far as how much I give of myself, that is something that I'm like very cautious with, very reserved with, very closed off with, because I have a hard time trusting people. I known people in the past that you tell information to and they use that against you. So I have literally been closed off ever since. I read a quote today, and it was, well, not a quote, we're gonna loosely quote this, okay? So it said, the reason why givers have a hard time receiving or asking for help is because they're so used to giving that they have a hard time with the receiving end. So I realized that I needed to promote my channel, and I really don't do that because I saw it as asking for help. So I have a hard time doing that. I didn't know why, but that resonated with me because I am always in the position to give and not take. So when I exchange energy with people, a lot of time I'm giving of myself, and I give of myself to the point of exhaustion, and I get drained easily, which was when you'll see me falling back from people and kind of like that's my time to recharge, because I need to recharge after giving so much of myself. And it's not always money, but I've given money. It's not always time, but I've given my time. It's a lot of the time it's my energy that is given to other people, because people feed off of my energy a lot of times. So that's what I give, because that's what people need. I tend to meet a lot of little birds with broken wings that need love, and I definitely love giving love. And I like to reach out to people that feel like they haven't had love, because me being a person, being the person that I am, I've been through stuff like that. So I can see another wounded bird when I look at them, and I can see that they have hurt and they have pain. So we exchange energies, and because, you know, a lot of my mental health, a lot of those wounded parts of myself are healing, I feel like I can still lend myself to other people to get to a place of healing. And that's what I wanted to do, you know, help facilitate that healing between people, mainly women. Like I really was targeting women, and we had like a little group going on where we talked about these things, and I brought some of my friends in and we would talk about things, and it would be really dope. And I wanted to create something like really real with stuff like that, like go beyond my borders and go outside of that and meet other women that needed healing and doing things like that and exchange energies with them. But I also have to be cautious of the people that I let into group because of those energy exchanges. So friendship is an energy exchange. All the things that we're doing when we're around people, around nature, around everything is an energy exchange. Even meeting an animal and how it responds to you, energy exchange. So I'm definitely big on that kind of stuff. And when creating this space, I want to make sure that the energy is right between all the people that I invite into this space, because it's a vulnerable space. I watched a couple that have been through the ringer and I love them so much. These people are like me. They're very vulnerable and upfront and honest about their feelings, like to a T. Like me, I don't really hide much from YouTube family. You know what I mean? I think people would get more from watching my YouTube videos than what I give in real life. It's kind of crazy. Isn't it weird? But I'm by myself right now. So I watched their exchange and it was really beautiful because he speaks life into the wounded child in her. And you don't hear him talking down to her, saying negative things to her, anything like that. He just speaks life into her. He heals the inner child that needs healing while also loving the woman that she is today. And I think that's beautiful. It's a beautiful exchange. And anyone would hope for an exchange like that. I love watching men who uplift their women, who love their women, who speak life into their women. Vice versa for women to speak the life into their men, because if you're with the right person, your energies match up and you guys can do things together. The pandemic has been a really good thing for me, like a really excellent tool for me to help me to look at myself and my exchange, my toxic behaviors and the things that I do to other people. And I'm a person that when hurt, I shut people out. When I feel disrespected, I shut people out. And I don't always offer an explanation to why I'm shutting people out, and that is a toxic trait. So I'll just cut somebody off and feel like you should have known. But they don't know all the time. But I feel like with our last exchange, because a lot of times, you know, we do have a last exchange that I do put that stuff out there. And I feel like you should know, you know, when I'm telling you. But I need to work on that toxic trait of shutting people out and the silent treatment. This pandemic has been the best thing to happen for me emotionally. Okay, let me tell you, it made me more aware of how things affect me personally. One thing I noticed, like I was cool inside, but the minute I could not exercise outside is when I started getting really depressed. Once I started feeling myself like, I don't know what's wrong with me, like I feel drained, I feel down, I feel upset, and it was because I wasn't able to get outside in the sun. And it was just a fear, first of all, that was put inside of me. Plain, like, it went from that to me not wanting to go outside at all, you know, which made me not want to exercise. I mean, I just got back into taking my walks like a week ago. I just got back into yoga and taking care of me all over again. I just got back into that stuff and it helps me. So I realized that really affected me. Music choices and TV shows and articles I read. So I realized taking that stuff in, especially if it was negative, if it was things about the pandemic, if it was things about anything negative, I would take it in on such a personal level. So I realized I had to kind of remove myself from watching that, looking at that, reading that. The next thing was garbage on YouTube, and I'm like always going down this abyss of like, sometimes I want to watch trash, but a lot of times I really want to learn. So I spend a lot of times on learning things versus trash, and I don't really watch as much trash as I used to, but I need breaks sometimes. So sometimes I want to watch trash, you know what I mean? But I'm a person that likes to learn. I like to learn, so those things really affected me too. So I wanted to get back to what I love, and that's learning, you know what I mean? And another thing, it's just kind of how people's energies were during this pandemic. Some people were so negative and so nasty during the whole thing, and for me it was a time of healing. So I've been trying to heal, writing my journal I need to do often and stuff like that. I've been trying to heal this whole time. So I'm sitting here like, yeah, I get it, but we're in control of what we do, you know? So I have to make sure that I'm facilitating things and doing things that are going to benefit me. So I started getting my room in order and changing things around in my room, because first of all, that's something I haven't control over, you know what I mean? And like I said, spring is yang time, and that's when you're gonna get a lot of your creative juices flowing, and I love this time. I love it. So I've been focusing on those things, which is why I've been like, I try to develop something just for a space for us, you know, for us, by us, you know what I mean? And get those talks going, because I want to be able to reach out to people and have them tell their stories and feel supported by other women. So that's my goal. When I'm talking about energy exchanges, I spent like about an hour on the phone with my dad. Me and my dad have the best talks. Our energies are pretty much aligned. He was born in June, I was born in May. So a lot of times our energies align. So we were talking about the pantry, and I told him how I wanted it laid out, and he's like, that's what I'm talking about, that's what I wanted to, and this and that. And it was just kind of crazy, you know. We talked politics, which nobody likes talking politics with my dad because he's on the right. So nobody likes really talking to my dad about politics, but I will. He likes to debate, and so do I. And so we had a great time talking. Honestly, we had a really good time. And then later on, I ended up talking to my friend on FaceTime, and we started talking about the show Insecure, which there was like a toxic ass situation between Issa and Molly this whole season. If you guys don't watch Insecure, like, I want to talk to y'all if y'all do watch Insecure. Anyway, so it's a toxic ass thing, and we was talking about it, and we was drinking, and we was having a good time, like, and then Kimana joined in, and we all was kicking it. It was a good time. We laughed, we did all that. Like, it was probably the best, like, you know what I mean? I was like, this energy is like what I like a vibe. So it's kind of crazy. I have a person in my life very, 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 very close to me, and when we get deep, she checks out. And so every time I try to talk to her, she'd be like, you know what I mean? And it's just because I want to facilitate growth in this person, because I know they're kind of stagnant in their growth, and it's because of circumstances. But at the same time, I want to make sure that they grow, because I feel kind of like it's my responsibility. And that's a lot of the problems with me, is I take things on as my personal responsibility. So I don't know, I'm just out here trying to learn. Quarantine's been good to me. It's taught me a lot. It's teaching me a lot. And I hope to become a better person by the time the whole thing's over, and I hope to continue to elevate after that. So my whole thing is, be careful of the energy exchanges you have with people, and elevate and grow yourself. Read books. Not a lot of people are reading books. So like, if you've been reading a book, let me know what you've been reading. So on my bookcase, there's a lot of healing things on my bookcase. I'll just show you guys. So like, this is me all day. I've had these books for years, minus this I just got, which is a very interesting book. It's about the disparities between Black women and reproductive health. I am into this because yeah. And then this is my herbal medicine. I just got this. And then I like biographies. So as you can see, this is a green tea. Like, I'm all about elevation and learning. So what you're gonna see from me reflects that. And like I said, every time I post on YouTube, I am thinking about my legacy, what I leave behind for the next generation, the generation after that, and after that. So I'm always mindful. Gary Vee is like, just put out content. And that's when I realized I was an overthinker. And I do think a lot about what I put out there, because I don't want to just put anything out there and just be like, yeah, there it is. To get very, very slow growth, but I'm fine with that. You know what I mean? But there's that flip side of the coin that's like, you need to put yourself out there and you need to do these things and you need to just put out more content. But I'm so selective. So it's just this constant tug of war with me of like, how am I going to be successful on this platform yet stay true to what I want to post? And it's a tug of war, back and forth, back and forth. But Mental Health Mondays has been my baby. I love it so much. It's a big part of me because it's helping me look at myself and hold the mirror up and look at me and say, like, you got problems, but you can overcome them. And that's what I'm trying to do, is overcome these problems. So that's what I'm working on. And then I hope that I find, you know, people that it resonates with and they're trying to overcome something too. And we can create a dialogue and talk about like what kind of energy exchanges you've noticed that you've had lately. Does music affect you? That I like talking about. Like, I want to have those kind of talks. A lot of people are not, you know, they're not me. So they don't always like to talk deep. But then I have those people that do, and that's the people that I gravitate to naturally, okay? Naturally, like, girl, you too? You feel that way too? Okay, me too, and let's talk about it. And that's what I want, like a sisterhood where we could just talk about it. So that's what I'm looking for. If any of you guys are interested in developing a group together where we can talk about past traumas, healing, self-esteem, self-care, all that, hit me up. My Instagram is Shatori's Life of Chaos as well. I believe there's underscores under each thing because I think I put a space and then it just automatically put an underscore there. But yeah, it's the same name as my channel. And hit me up there and let me know, like, do you guys, how comfortable you feel about certain topics, because you know me, like, you can tell by my page if you've seen anything, I dive deep. I'm pretty deep, so it won't be no on the surface shallow stuff. So hit me up if you deep and ready to go deep and dive deep, and so we can facilitate some healing between my sisters. So I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for joining me on this Mental Health Monday, and I hope to see you again in the next videos. To all the new subscribers, thank you so much for joining my family. To all my OG subscribers, I love you so much, and thank you for always rocking with me. And I will see you in the next video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and please hit me up on Instagram if you are interested in developing a sisterhood. I am looking forward to it. Oh, and if some men want to join, I don't mind that either, because I know men have past trauma and need healing as well. We'll just have to have a group for women and then like a group for everybody, because I do want one group to be very sacred for women, but I still want to, you know, work with everybody. No one's excluded. So let me know, you guys, and I love you again. And if no one told you today, I love you, and I hope you have a wonderful Monday. I'm going to be tearing my room apart looking for this damn SD card, because Kimana's going to be really mean to me and not want to share very long. Bye.